What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, man, it's been a rough day for a lot of reasons. One of them I'm going to get into in this video. I have been trying to sell several of these cars for weeks now, and it's funny because the cars have sold, but then the people that bought them didn't pay for them. And so they went back to auction yet again. And things didn't go much better this time either. So let's get into it. I'm starting to feel like I'm being screwed with online. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get into any specifics, and I don't know. At this point, it's a conspiracy theory because it just doesn't make sense. And I'm going to start with this car because this is a big deal. All right, this little Nissan 300Z sold today. And you know what it sold for? Actually, when I say it sold, I meant it sold, but I didn't sell it. Like, for what it is. No, man. And some of you called it out. This car sold today for a whopping $3,100. $3,100. Now, I want you to remember that when I bought this car, it was a salvage flood title car. It did not run, did not drive. It was covered in nastiness, and it was missing the engine computer. We found out the engine computer was missing. We ended up dropping the tank, putting a new fuel pump in it, a new fuel sending unit in it, a new starter, a new engine computer. I spent quite a bit of money putting this car back together, and I paid, you ready for this? When it was all said and done, I got about $6,000 into this car. That's not including the parts, though. That is what I paid to have it delivered from Florida. Now, that was non-running, all right? $6,000 into this. So I'm realistic. I thought, now that it's running and driving, and it is a pretty rare car, T-tops, it's not the 2+2, which makes it a little more rare. There's no seats back there and a manual transmission. I thought, man, honestly, there's no way this car should bring less than 6. Now, like, no way it'll bring less than 6. Yep, $3,100. Now, obviously, I'm not going to let it go for $3,100. At that point, I might as well keep it. And you probably think I'm joking. I'm not. There's no way I will ever let this car go for $3,000. Not going to happen. It doesn't make any sense at all. Something that's this nice and this rare is $3,000. Now, we'll see what happens because we're actually in the middle of negotiating. But this is the problem. They sell non-running, salvaged, and completely broken and flooded. They sell for way more than they sell for when they're fixed. Can you explain that to me? Can anybody make that make sense? With a salvage title, not running, and flooded, where everything is unknown. The whole car could have been, you don't know how much of it was underwater, right? It sold for way more than it sold for now that the title's been rebuilt and it is a running and driving car with no warning lights on the dash. I don't know. Something just seems a little fishy about that. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on because this one also went up for sale. And this is incredible, guys. This is a 2015 Mustang EcoBoost convertible, and this car sold today. You guys ready for this? This car sold last week for $8,500, and then you know what happened? Can you guess? The buyer didn't pay for it. Yeah, the buyer didn't pay for it. They sent me an offer. They made an offer of $8,500, and I hit the button and I let it go for $8,500, and then they did not pay for the car. So with Copart, I have to wait a week, 7 days. That puts me back an entire week. I cannot do anything with the car. They have 7 days to pay, which is incredible. That's insanity. So I had to wait 7 days, and then when they didn't pay, it took another 2 days to get the car relisted again and back up for sale. And then it sold today, but I didn't sell it. You guys want to guess what it sold for? How about $2,700? $2,700 for a running and driving 2015 Mustang EcoBoost. Again, it's in better shape now than it was when I got it. The interior is nice. It smells good. You can drop the convertible top. These are things you couldn't do when I got the car. In this car, I paid thousands more for this car than what it went for today. And we're in the same situation as the Z car. The title is now reconstructed. This is a rebuilt title. It's not salvaged anymore. It's legal to drive on the streets and insure. More things work than not. It's cleaner and in better condition than it was when I got it. but yet it's selling for less than half of what I paid for it. It makes no sense. Needless to say, I did not sell this one, and I will not sell this for $2,700. That's never ever going to happen. It can sit here and rot into the ground before I'm going to let somebody take this thing for $2,700. Now let's move on to another one. Lots of fun here today, guys. And this is the downside of these cars. You can't predict what's going to happen with the market, but something is off. That's all I can tell you. Something is very off, because normally my cars sell. I mean, typically everybody always says these cars will never sell. You're never going to get what you're asking for. And then they do. Almost always these cars sell. I've been doing this for many, many, many years, guys. I have a pretty good idea of what cars are going to bring these days. But something is just off. These last couple auctions, these last couple weeks, very bizarre. This one shocked me. I mean, to the core, this one shocked me. This is my 2004 Monte Carlo SS, the supercharged Dale Earnhardt Jr. edition, and it's only got like 46,000 miles on it. She's clean. Like, she's a clean car, and there is nothing wrong with it. No clunks, rattles, nothing funny, no warning lights, runs and drives. Great. Now, I paid about $9,000 for this car. It's a pretty rare car, and if you look around online, you'll see that these cars go for money. Guys, these cars can easily bring $12,000 to $15,000 with this mileage in this condition. Okay, this is not a salvage title. This is a clean title car. And like I said, nothing wrong with this car at all. You guys want to take a guess at what this one brought? Take a guess. $3,500. $3,500. Are you smoking crack? Like, what is going on with Copart right now? That's what I want to know. $3,500. Nah, man, this is yet another one. Come on now. If you could own this car for $3,500, would you? Some of you may say no, because it's a GM product, but these are some of the best. Now, honest to God, these are some of the best. $3,500? Dude, this car, I would be daily driving it every day. It would be in my garage if I could own this car for $3,500. But that's not the case, because I own this car for around 9 G's. And here's the crazy thing. I dropped the buy it now. I dropped the buy it now on this to $5,200. And I thought, let's just go ahead and get rid of it. You know, $5,200, there is plenty of room for somebody to make a lot of money on this car, especially if you're going to retail it. Plenty of meat on the bone there, man. You're going to make thousands of dollars when you go to sell this car. You know what happened? I got an offer of $4,500. That's the best offer I've gotten on it so far, is $4,500. You're insane. So I countered the guy when he sent me the offer for 45. I countered the guy. I said, man, let's do 52. And he came back and said he's firm at 45. Insane. I don't even know, man. Let's move on. All right. Over here, we got this, and I'll be the first of it. This is a horrible car right here, guys. I don't encourage any of you to buy this one, all right? This is an old, I don't know what the year is. I don't have a clue. It's an Infiniti G35. It's hail damaged. It's a flood car, rebuilt title, runs and drives, but it's got a busted coolant hose, and I didn't fix it. Full transparency. I didn't do anything to this car. So it's as it is. Yes, it runs, starts, goes up and down the road, gets the speed and everything, but it's got a busted coolant hose, kind of a pain in the backside to get to. I don't care. You know what I mean? I just want this car gone. So I do not care about this car at all. All right. Well, it sold, and I was actually happy with what this thing sold for. It sold for $900. And I was like, all day, man. All day. You can have this thing for $900. Honestly, I just want it gone from the middle of my yard, right? Well, you know what happened? They didn't pay for it. Again, they didn't pay for it. They bought it, and then they didn't pay for it. So what happens? I have to wait a week. Then when they don't pay for it, I have to wait another 2 days for them to get it relisted. Okay, so there's 9 days lost on selling this car. So now it's back up for auction again, and we'll see what happens. Now, Copart is where I have been selling the majority of my cars for most of the years that I've been doing this. And by the way, I have been doing this for quite a few years now, guys. And Copart has always been great. Unfortunately, something is going on. I don't know what it is, but it seems that lately, and I haven't figured out, I probably never will, but it just appears to me that somehow I am bidding top dollar on cars and there's people bidding against me, right? It's not like I'm just throwing random bids going, oh, I'll pay $6,000 for this car. That's not it. I am literally bidding, you know, ding, ding, ding. I'm bidding against people. Somebody's bidding against me, and I win these cars for crazy money. And then when it comes time to sell them, suddenly the people that are interested in these cars, they're gone. They're no longer here. Where did they go? Where did they go? Because you would think if I bid, let's just throw a random, an arbitrary number. Let's say I bid $4,000 for this car, right? And I was bidding against 3 or 4 other people, and I got the winning bid at $4,000. The bid before that would have been $3,900. It's $100 increments. You would think that when I'm ready to sell it, you know, as long as the car is not in some kind of horrible cosmetic condition, something bad happened to it, as long as the car is still in the same or better condition, you would think I should be able to at least get the same money back out of it, right? Normally, yes, that's how it typically works. You know, when you bid on something, you're going to lose X amount of dollars, or at a minimum, it's going to bring this much money, and it's almost always been accurate. But suddenly, over these last few months, something has changed, and I just don't understand what it is. Now, here's another one that I'm going to have to get rid of here really soon, and that's my Chevy Blazer. This thing is junk. It's a parts car at best, and I'm just going to let this one go. It looks like I got somebody visiting. There are other auctions that I can send these cars to, and I typically don't use them, but today I decided to call in the big gun, showing up at a beautiful BMW. We're going to have her inspect these cars. These are going to be listed up at ACV auctions. All right, so all the cars that I just showed you, I'm done messing with Copart. I'll leave them listed there for now, but they're not staying, guys. These things are going to ACV auctions. Unfortunately, that means you guys are not going to be able to bid on them because it's a dealer-only auction. So let me talk with her. We'll get these cars inspected. We'll get them uploaded on ACV's website, and maybe with any luck, they'll actually sell there and people will actually pay for them. Now, before I get back out there to the cars, I'm letting her do what she's doing out there, and I don't want to bother. I thought this was a great opportunity to do a little integration for a couple of tools that a buddy of mine created. I'm real proud of him. Brian over at Lunar Outlaws Garage. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel below this video. Go check him out. I'm also going to put a couple links for these tools that I don't think most of us realize we even needed until I saw these. Check this out. Tell me this is not awesome. Who would have thought of something like this? So simple. This is the Carb Buddy. This is one of 2 variations of it, but this sits on top of your carburetor. Look how it's snug. I mean, it sits nice and snug. So you can cover up your carb. Maybe you're working on your engine or something and you don't have your air filter on. You can just literally throw this on top. Or if you want to, check it out. He's got a 1/4-inch hole in the center. You can drill that out so that in case you've got your stud sticking up here, you can actually put it on the stud and bolt it down. And it makes a nice little, I don't know, it's a nice little holder for little nuts and bolts that are sitting around. You can put everything in one place where it's nice, organized, and easy to get to. Super great idea, man. Multiple colors, too. Take your pick. And similar to the blue Carb Buddy, we have this red Carb Buddy. And again, these are all different colors. This has a nice little O-ring, and it's got a magnet in the center. So this sits, here we go, just like that. So you sit this on your intake, and if you want to, you could bolt it down. I mean, it kind of makes sense to bolt it down, right? Put your studs in, hold this thing down. You got a little O-ring there to kind of keep moisture and stuff out. So let's say you're working on an engine, you don't have your carburetor on, but you don't want anything falling down your intake ports because God knows how that goes, man. If you drop a nut, like, oh, great. You know what I mean? You're taking the intake off or you're fishing a magnet around trying to find it. Now, don't worry, we got her back. But you slap the Carb Buddy onto your intake there, Make sure it's nice and centered. Everything lines up perfectly, and you've got a nice place to, again, throw nuts and bolts, maybe a couple sockets or something to keep them from getting lost, and it keeps the intake safe. Now, if this intake was installed on your engine, you would want something like this before putting things up for the day. Just put this on just to give you some peace of mind. So there you go. 2 different variants of the Carb Buddy. Super cool idea, Brian. I love it, honestly. This thing is absolutely awesome. He sent it to me. He said, try it. Tell me what you think about it. I think it's a great idea. I love it. I think these are brilliant ideas. So I'm going to put a link below this video if you're interested in getting either one or both of these Carb Buddies. You can get them from the link below this video. And now for the next thing. I don't know who sent me this. Unfortunately, it came from Amazon, and they didn't include a name, anything, nothing. Like, I can't even give the person a shout out. Have you guys ever seen one of these? I didn't know this existed. So when I opened it, before realizing what it was, I saw this very fine powder, kind of like, it looks like sand. I mean, it's almost fluid in nature. It's crazy. It's definitely like a very fine powdered sand or something. As soon as I saw this with the sand, I was like, I know what this is. It's some kind of a sandblaster. That's all I could figure out. So you take this, and it goes over the top, and then you clamp this down to hold this on. You pour the sand into the bottom, and then you've got a push button, like a trigger here, and of course you connect your air. Then you've got this lever, which probably easier to do two-handed. It goes down and up. All right, it's got a couple of holes, so as it turns out, it's designed to be mounted to a wall like this. But what is this? Anybody have an idea what this is? I can't give a shout out to the person, so whoever you are, thank you. I hope you see this video. Well, when I opened the instructions, spark plug cleaner, assembly and operating instructions. I didn't even know this existed. There's a rubber grommet on the front that's sealed. Once you put it all together and it's mounted to the wall, you stick your spark plug with the electrode facing in, and then you hook up the 90 PSI pressure and you push the trigger. And it sends it flying, man. It's literally a spark plug cleaner. It's super cool. I'm actually really excited about this. You had no idea it existed. And if you're interested in getting a spark plug cleaner for yourself, well, I'll find a link for this on Amazon, and I'll post it below the video as well. Well, she took off. She's heading back to the house, and we're going to find out soon if the cars do better over on ACV auctions. Again, I kind of hate having to send them there, man, because once they go to ACV, y'all don't have the opportunity to bid on them anymore. But at the end of the day, it doesn't look like anybody's bidding on them anyway. So I guess it's not going to hurt a whole lot to try it out. If they sell, they sell. If not, well, we still have them listed at Copart. So kind of last opportunity here, guys. These cars are not going to be sticking around much longer. I'm out here today. This is another video I'm working on for you, fighting to get this transmission in, and I'm not having any luck, man. Like, the engine needs to come down, the trans needs to go up, but I'm only one person. I can only do so much. Let's go back out here and see if I need to move these cars back. She texted me and said she was taking off, so she's out here late because it's like 6 o'clock, 6:30, something like that. Oh well, yeah, I probably need to move. I need to move the car back. Looks like the only one that she didn't put back was the Z car. That's fine. Let me grab the keys real quick. Oh, I shouldn't really touch it with my hands, but oh, look at that sunset. Oh my gosh. Wow. I got out here at just the right time, man. That is absolutely breathtaking. All right, let's take a little Z car. Let's put her back in her happy home. And with any luck, this thing's going to be sold soon. Although I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like, if they don't sell, it's whatever, man. I got plenty of cars. I got plenty of projects. Ain't going to hurt nothing if they end up just having to sit here for a while. There we go. Fires right up. And headlights. Yep. Reverse. Damn. I can't see anything. Like nothing. Watch, I'll total the car Right here when it's going up for sale at the new auction, I'll total the damn thing. Looks like something was left open. It's complaining about a door or... There we go. All right, lights off. Key off. In gear, perfect. Let's make sure all the doors are closed. And the hatch. Nope. Yep. And just for added security, there we go. Well, guys, another day in paradise. Hopefully, another dollar coming here soon. With that, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. We'll see how things go with ACV auctions. Maybe that's my new go-to spot, guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.